Okay, is anyone able to call Exile or inform Exile? I will try to contact Honza.
Excel I will do.
Perfect, thanks. Kde byl ten člověk je? Ah, here he is. Okay, then we are just missing Exile. So stream is enabled, that's great. So we will give it some few minutes to give Exile a chance to catch up.
In the meanwhile, I just have to say that I'm sorry, but I couldn't attend probably until the end because in 45 I can stay at least. I will try to do my best to stay 1 hour, but I don't know if I can do it more reasonable. I have to go in 45 minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's unfortunate. And giving some more time constraints because then we shall really speed up.
Now I'm trying to actually only once it happened that successfully to do meetings 1 hour meetings, not longer. And last the finance work group was 1 hour. We had the clear agenda. We were not that many actually, but at least we stayed in 1 hour. I will try to do my best to do the same thing next Monday. But for the board meetings, I unfortunately I think it's complicated to do it in 1 hour. But at least 90 minutes, it's a good deal if we stay in 90 minutes.
I think what we can do and we shall do is to basically do just the decision making who shall be delegated to bring the solution for the next board meeting.
You mean the time resolver solution, or what? Maybe I just didn't understand.
I mean, like we shall in the board meetings we shall probably rather just take the decisions of this is the working group that is responsible for finding a solution and bringing it to the next board meeting, because that can actually save the time rather than just like elaborate on the exact and detailed solution during the respective board meeting.
Yes, of course, absolutely. Yes, I agree.
Any response from Exile, actually?
Just wanted to say, haven't heard yet. I texted him and he has not responded yet. It's lying here on my table. I'm waiting for it. I don't know.
Okay. Because then I would maybe round it to the 10 minutes of waiting, and instead of usual 15, just to keep all the time we have together with Alessandro.
Okay.
By the way, is there a record in the wiki for the minutes from the last meeting? Because we are supposed to approve it, but probably it makes no sense to approve a pad that is being linked in the minutes for this meeting. We should rather approve a record in wiki.
Well, it's in the wiki since 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, okay, could we please, or I will check on that.
I put the link here in.
Yeah,
No problem.
makes more sense, most likely. Okay, so it's 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, and as we are under time pressure, I would slowly start. We shall discuss the agenda and then hope the Exile will join meanwhile. If you don't mind, or like the pad is currently in the with the minutes is in the Jitsi chat, linked over there. If you don't mind, I'm officially opening the meeting and I'm going to chair it. As usual, we are seeking for a secretary for this meeting. Are there any volunteers who would be willing to take minutes?
I can do minutes.
That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So recording is being organized by Pirates on Air and Bastian. Thank you for that. Link will be in the minutes as well. Participating are all the board members except of Flori, who excused herself in before, and Exile, who would be hopefully joining us meanwhile. We should first discuss the agenda. So there is a proposal for the agenda on the line 43 plus. So there are proposed points that shall be discussed. Are there any? Can you all read it? Hope yes. And if there are any more suggestions, please, or amendments to the agenda, please let us know.
Why is Olivia's inappropriate behavior and the issue of her anonymity on our agenda? Is this our issue?
I would say the same. I have the same thoughts.
Well, I guess it will be clear from the reports of the activity from the working groups, because there were some disputes within the media working group. So maybe this is probably a point of agenda that is supposed to be discussing that.
Okay. I mean, I don't think this should be on our agenda. I moved to remove it, and for those who are having issues, to seek the help of the Code of Conduct Council.
Yeah, I think that makes very much sense, this approach. The only thing is that so far, what shall be kind of like resolved, or where it should be clear decision of what is the board's will, is how the media channels of the PPEU shall be operated. And I mean, like, without any presumptions, I think we should have a clear position on that we are all agreed on how it shall work.
Isn't that the agenda point number 7, the proposal strategy?
I guess no, because the
Okay.
proposed strategy is something which more or less tackles the question of content. However, as there are a bit, as I've understood, tight interpersonal relations within the publisher's team,
Yeah.
we should probably be able to kind of like settle down the issues that happened over there.
But okay, I'm going to stick with I'm going to write up my proposal. If I get a second, we can vote on it. If I don't get a second, fair enough.
But maybe it would be a solution how to let's say reach some more comfortable way how to discuss it, to rephrase the point 6 as it is proposed. Maybe a proposal of type organization of the publisher's team would be reasonable. I mean, then it should be clear that we are not talking about interpersonal conflicts, which is the agenda of Code of Conduct Council, but rather of the issues that are touching directly our work.
I mean, is the inappropriate behavior and the issue of Olivia's anonymity what we are supposed to be discussing? Is that what is disrupting the media and communication group?
Well, maybe I'm not author of this point, so it's maybe Lukasz up to you to explain actually what you want to discuss over there.
I'm very, very, very clear on the fact that this board should not be discussing personal matters or communication difficulties or working difficulties between people. This is something that the Code of Conduct Council has been assigned to deal with. So this is my proposal. If I get a second, we can vote on it. If I don't, then this will just stay on the agenda. Thank you.
Well, I think it's a little bit confusing about the fact I think each of the board members shall be allowed to table proposals. So you are proposing to take out point 6 out of the agenda. Okay, are the other board members fine with removing point 7 out of the point 6 out of the agenda?
I am in favor of removing point 6 of the agenda.
To be honest, yes, we shouldn't discuss those items in the public. That's, of course, our duty, but we can discuss any problems with personal content in a non-official meeting. And that's the duty of the board to keep all the things together and discuss important things. Thank you.
Yep. I mean, like, we can, it's definitely a role of Code of Conduct Council to discuss interpersonal conflicts. However, the board is responsible for running the organization. So any decisions of type, this or that person is responsible for dealing with this or that channel is very much the decision of the board and shall not be given to the Code of Conduct Council. Code of Conduct Council is supposed to provide recommendation. Am I right on that, Katla?
Yes. They can provide recommendation if that is requested, or they can simply help the people that are having conflicts, not
exactly.
all those conflicts.
Exactly. So
I'm really just confused as to what the board should do about this issue. Because it's not it's an issue within a working group between people because of things that, you know, I am very uncomfortable with, you know, all these million messages in the chat right now explaining, you know, it's not relevant to this board's meeting. And
I'm very uncomfortable with tons of messages I'm receiving as well.
yeah,
However, this board have decided in one of its previous meetings that a certain group of people, and that is tabled in the minutes, is responsible for operating the media channels. I mean, Twitter, Facebook, and so on. And currently, as it was clear in the group, this group of people was unable to really constructively work together, in the sense that the communication on the channels shall be operated collectively. And I would like to resolve that issue without really like judging anyone of being responsible for this or that. I just want to have the communication running.
I wanted to talk earlier, and I just would like to say that maybe we should, if we want to discuss it, make a non-public, slot out of it. That would be a good idea, in my opinion. What would you say?
We can do that. Okay, there are hands raised, if I understand correctly, from Bastian and Katla.
Also, Lukas has raised hand before, I guess.
Then he lowered.
Oh, sorry.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay, Katla, is it still the hand risen?
I apologize to all the people that had their hands risen before. I didn't have my eyes on the Jitsi screen, and I didn't notice. I'm sorry if I spoke over you. I was just, I mean, I put down the proposal, Alessandro seconded it, so we're just going to vote on this agenda matter, right?
I think so. That was exactly my intention as I resolve all the hands risen. So I see only one proposal to amend the proposed agenda, and the proposal is to take out point 6 of the agenda and ask the people to take the issue to the Code of Conduct Council. So I would like to start the voting. So we shall have this yes, no, abstain lines over there as well. So here we go, and I would like to ask you to table your votes on the line 48 plus. Please state yes, no, or abstain. We unfortunately cannot take into account any buts. It should be phrased as a formal proposal. Besides that.
Actually, no, it's not a valid vote. It should be a name there.
Yes, please. The one who is using the yellow color shall use the
Put their name, yeah.
Their name. So So we are missing Katla, Alessandro, Lukas, Bastian, Mia, Mikuláš, Jan, and who is missing?
It's Exile and Flory.
It's Exile and Flory. Yeah, Exile is not yet here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I see that way that there are 2 votes in favor, 3 votes against, and 2 abstains. So as it is, the proposal stays in the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas.
Okay, are there any more proposals regarding the agenda, or we can vote on the agenda as tabled? Because if not, I would like to propose that we rephrase the name of point 6 to organization of the publishers team. Is there anyone opposing my proposal?
I didn't catch it. Sorry, Mikuláš. You want to rephrase what?
I would like to rephrase the point 6 to be called organization of the publishers team, because the point as it is proposed could look as assuming some conclusion that I would not like to assume at that point. I would like to leave the decision fully to the Code of Conduct Council about what's appropriate and inappropriate and stuff like that.
That's super rephrasing it. I like it.
Absolutely. Will you write it up, or do we need to? Can we just change the points, Nicholas? Or
I will do it. I will rewrite it. Yeah, organization of the publishers team. Now I think it's very much neutral and shall not be objected. And whatever is supposed to be decided on interpersonal issues will be decided by the Code of Conduct Council.
Absolutely, I'm still gonna abstain, but not in an evil way. Okay.
Okay, fine for me. So can I make the vote on the agenda as it is proposed?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay, so we need once again the yes, no, abstain thing. So we are on line 65. Please vote on the agenda as tabled. Okay, I see 5 times in favor, 1 abstention, and we are still missing a vote from Katla, but it was announced to be abstention. So I think the outcome is clear and we have the agenda approved. So I would shortly go to the second sub-point of the agenda, 0.2, which is approval of the minutes from the last meeting. So approval of the agenda starts on the line 73, and I would again add the link to the wiki rather than the oops.
I don't know.
Sorry, approval of the.
Yeah, it's all mixed up now.
Sorry. Approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay, approval of the minutes of last meeting is on line 81.
Sorry, my fault. It's line 81. Sorry.
But I will
sorry.
move the votes that were put on 65. They should have been put on 75. I will move that. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry for disturbing your secretary's work.
No worries. It is all good.
Okay. So once again, you can use the upper one, and it will happen. So, approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, I see the minutes to be approved. There are 5 in favors, 2 abstain. So we can go for the reports of the activity as there are, and I will start.
I'm sorry. Where did people put their votes for the minutes?
Okay,
It's
my
on line
understanding was that we vote to the other one, but just to be absolutely clear, let's do the approval of the minutes from the last meeting on the line
please.
80 plus. Sorry for that.
Thank you. That's great.
Sorry for that. We didn't understand each other.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Great.
Okay, so there are 4 in favor. For the others who want to approve the minutes, please do that. But I think we have already the majority reached. Yeah, together with Lukas, there are 5 votes, so we have reached the majority, and we can go for the reports of the activity. So I will start from myself. Yeah, I'm basically working on the operative agenda to the, let's say, overlapping issues out of the agenda. I kind of replied to the guy from Croatia who contacted us, and my input that I reflected to the minutes of this meeting or the agenda of this meeting is that we need really a process how to do that, because we are not really friendly for onboarding of the pirates outside of our, let's say, member parties, and there needs to be a way how to do that. So I see other people providing their input. Who wants to speak on that? Is there anyone willing to speak on that?
If I can speak, because I don't have much time before after it. It's a very, very quick update from the financial group meeting. I invited Bastian in the MetaMost dedicated channel, and we find out a solution that is suitable for at least those who wants to participate. That is next. Then I sent the communication into our mailing list, and next Monday we didn't make this week before this board meeting, but hopefully we are moving forward to prepare at least a couple of things. The first is the finance regulation that we talked about the first meeting. And we would like to present at the next council meeting as a proposal. And second, to drill down the tooling. Actually, I guess we were expecting some check from you, Mikuláš, about the tool you're using into your so great and fabulous Czech Pirate Party website. And yes, the second point, important point, is tooling to add to the website to let's say to show everybody the incomings and all the full transparency of our bank account, and also our budget proposals, expandings, and so on. So it's just to be more involved. And last but not least, something to have crowdfunding in our website. That's it from my point.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, I have to apologize because the last week was plenary in the European Parliament, and we are also discussing or approving election program for the Czech Pirate Party. So I was quite busy about a lot of other bureaucracy around. So
No
I'm
worries, no
sorry, I had
worries.
almost no time for PPEU, and it should be admitted, the last 2 weeks were quite busy. Okay, I see Honza provided some written report, Mia provided some written report. I see no hands risen. Was there anyone participating in the second chamber / status meeting group, which is being organized by Exile, to be able to refer what happened there? Okay, seems it's not the case, so we will have to live without that report. And we go to tasks from the previous meetings. So where do we have the minutes from the last meeting? Here we go. Were there any relevant tasks that should be done?
Sorry. Yes. I was going to ask something about the previous meeting, but I can't remember which meeting it was at. So, and I can't be bothered to go through all the minutes.
Yeah, we should probably record the tasks from the previous meetings if they are not fulfilled, to kind of like write it down as tasks for further meetings, so that we can easily find it in the minutes. But I think what is kind of thing you promised us, and we need to remind you sometimes, is that we need to resolve the issue of moderation. I know that it was quite like busy, but we need to find a way how to tackle the moderation on the Mattermost. That's something we are pushing forward in front of us.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now that I've been talking to the people in Iceland about the suggestion of having like a presentation and perhaps a workshop or something like that on the council meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They are very open to that, and we are just like gathering people to like, it's at the starting stage to like kind of design the workshop / presentation, and it kind of also depends on what you guys feel about it and how much time we should give on the council meeting for this. And yeah, and other than that, I would think when it comes to moderation of Mattermost, that from there it would be a good thing for each council member to, like, each pirate party to discuss amongst themselves or something like that. Am I being understandable? I don't think so. Sorry. Questions?
I guess my understanding is that you are actually planning to call for a workshop on the council meeting, and that's the plan.
Well, I mean, like, what do you guys think about having a workshop?
I think the workshop is already something we have approved in some of the meetings, and it is the agenda proposed by the board. So this is something that will happen.
Yeah. Okay. I just like at our last meeting, I didn't feel like a lot of people kind of shared their thoughts about this. Do you think it's a good idea? Let's not do this if you think this is not a good idea. That's my kind of but I think it could be fun to have a presentation and a workshop around online communication, just for the benefit of learning and growing and opening, but out of that workshop, there's not going to be like a specific set of rules that are coming out of that. That's more just going to be the kind of groundwork for people to work on their own rules or behavior. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Okay.
What shall be maybe specified is which sets of rules applies where and so on, and who is responsible in particular place to actually elaborate on the rules, and how to provide the respective person with rights to actually apply the rules. However, it's my understanding that we shall have this discussion after the council meetings workshop or before that.
I think the workshop could come, the workshop could probably come up with suggestions, yeah.
That's very much meaningful.
I mean, wouldn't that just be a great kind of collaboration of all the European pirates to figure this issue out together?
Absolutely.
So that's just okay. But that was not my question regarding previous meetings.
Yeah, and when it comes to the previous meetings, once again, we have kind of agreed on the preliminary agenda of the council meeting, and that's what's happening. But so far, I know there is no official team for actually organize the council. Is there one, Katla?
No, yes. I can't remember which meeting it was on, but there was a meeting where it was agreed on that I would take lead on that working group. Yes, right? That happened.
Yes,
that's just not in my head.
Yes, I think that happened, and also Bastian provided some list of to-do list that would be useful to do. Is it so, Bastian? Bastian, hand risen, I see.
Well, I have to unmute myself, sorry. Yes, I can provide a provisional agenda for the meeting according to the other meetings before, and I just realized that it's a 2 days meeting, so we need a lot of stuff to fill the meetings, the 2 days, I think. And then we can have some panels for interesting speakers or whatever. I don't know, but the operational things I can provide for you, and then we can discuss it in the next meeting. It's easy, I think.
I think, as we have agreed before the board meeting started, we should have delegated working groups to fulfill tasks. And what I miss here a bit is an orga team, and orga team that is actually having meetings and kind of resolving those issues so that it happens.
Yeah. If Sebastian could send me those that information that he's talking about, that would be very useful.
Yes, I can do it. No problem about that.
And then, that would be a very...
Yeah, I would love it. I will send it you until the weekend.
Yeah, sure. Because I've gotten a few messages from people asking to be a part of the organization team, but I wasn't sure where to go with it because I wasn't sure just what Bastian had already been doing or not. I don't know. But if you could just send that on to me, Bastian, that would be great. And I will set up Teams in the next week.
Yeah, fine. I send you. It's just it's prepare the meeting and so on. It's just an aid for you, and then you can use it or not.
Yeah, I will probably base it as well a lot on the work we did for the last council meeting.
I guess it could be also subject to discussion within the Orga team, as the Orga teams kind of like meets.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is agreed. Does anyone see any more, like Alessandro, please?
No, yes, I would like to apologize and to say to everybody goodbye. If I may ask you, especially Olivia and Lucas, I see there is something that is going wrong. Try not to, try to be strict on the topic and avoid to escalate the conflicts, because it's not useful for both reasons. I would like to remember that nobody is 100% right and nobody is 100% wrong. I've hurt it on my back, on my shoulders, on my life. Even when I I realized that I was 100% right, I didn't. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Alexandra, and hope to see you soon.
Yes. And by the way, of course, next Monday, 19 Central European Summertime, you are all invited to our second financial working meeting. Bye.
Super. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Here we are. So the tasks are more or less finished, and we can go to further points on the agenda, which is the number 3, Locus project. Just to introduce that, because I'm actually author of the point, and I wanted to introduce that. You know that there is this famous regulation number 1181/2014, which regulates conditions for the European political parties. As you know, we are not yet officially registered according to law. However, one day, and the day will eventually come, we will be registered. This regulation sets certain set of rules, and one of them is that the members of the respective political party, I mean now the national parties, they show their allegiance to the respective political party. I mean, in practice, that means that the national members of national member parties are supposed to show their logo, the logo of the European Party, on their web pages. That's the, let's say, biggest mandatory demand. If you look to the web page of Logos Project, that's an NGO that is basically checking on the European democracy. And what they are doing is that they are checking the national parties, whether they uphold this regulation properly and whether they show their allegiance with their respective European parties. Because if it does not happen, then of course it's a reason for refusing fundings for the, let's say, European Party. We are not yet obliged to uphold it, so it would be very nice to actually uphold it, because then we could, let's say, lead by example to conservatives and other parties that introduce that regulation but do not uphold it always properly and just receive a lot of money from the European budget. And additional reason why I wanted to stress it out was that actually we are in the Committee of Budgetary Control in the European Parliament willing to actually point out the respective problem that the European Union is actually spending a lot of money to organizations which do not uphold rules. However, I would like to first kind of like clean our own home and ensure that we are kind of like at least following the guidance provided by the law. Now we are talking about, or what I would like to talk is about like how to approach the problem that we have like 16 national members, and we shall kind of like ensure that they are respectful to that regulation. And I would like to actually hear your proposals how to tackle this issue, because we will sooner or later make it happen. We will have to make it happen. However, the question is actually how to do that in somehow nice way. Finished with my initial word, and I'm awaiting the discussion. I hope I'm to be heard, and just now one is willing to participate.
Could you write a couple of lines in the minutes just regarding the the issue that we should discuss, just very precise things.
I'm doing that. Okay, I actually did. So I hope it is. It's happening. Okay, may I first ask you, do you see any particular problem that could occur should it be implemented in your member parties?
To be honest, I'm not sure that this NGO is just an NGO who is helping without any commercial ideas. It's a consulting NGO, I think, and I have to look on the website a little bit more if I can comment that.
Just regarding the NGO, they are actually not relevant. I mean, like, we are supposed to uphold the regulation because it's law. The NGO is only just an organization that provides the let's say evaluation of how the respective actors are upholding the regulation. I mean, like, I do not state that their assumptions or evaluations are in any sense correct. I haven't checked on that. They just provided some data, but I can't verify its validity. I can only verify that such a law does really exist, and some parties are upholding it and some don't. I think we as pirates, we should generally be transparent on how are we organized, and that we are organized in transnational organizations. So I see it as a matter of something that is natural for us. However, it is also very much for a question for the presentation of the let's say respective national members. I hope they are willing to show their allegiance to PPEU, but I'm more or less asking whether you see it as a, let's say, a political problem, or whether it seems to be, let's say, easily implementable.
Oh, I understand. You mean this example is this visualizing donations and contributions, right?
Somehow, but yeah, basically what shall happen for, let's say, the German Pirate Party, that on webpage piratenpartei.de there shall be, besides the traditional orange, black, white logo that is over there, also somewhere shown our blue, yellowish, black, white logo as we have it for PPEU. And I see hand risen from Katla.
Isn't this just a very it's a very transparency kind of issue, right? I mean, I don't really see a problem, with the Pirate Party having to, just show their affiliation online. Isn't that? If anybody can see a problem regarding this, I would love to hear it.
Yes, I mean, that's my feeling, that it is very much a question of transparency, that we show that we are really like transnationally operating organization, and that is admitted, and we are proud of that, and we have nothing to show here. I was still willing to really like check, because we will have to kind of like implement it. And I was not sure about how to proceed, especially in case, for example, Iceland, because Iceland is technically not member of the EU, which means even if Iceland, if we become officially EU-registered political party, then technically the law would not apply on Iceland.
Yeah,
so you could raise a concern, but I think for transparency reasons, it makes sense to do it. But still, I'm willing to discuss that. This is
a problem for Iceland to deal with if and when it comes to it. That's my feeling about it. I just want Iceland to be in the fucking EU, like a normal person. No, I'm kidding. So, like I said, it wouldn't be a problem for Iceland. They just have to deal with what comes when it comes. Yeah.
I believe we share all the opinions, and we would love to invite you or welcome you in the EU. Just how to proceed. I had some ideas how to let's say implement that. One of them would be that during the council meeting we provide, let's say, a set of guidelines how to actually uphold the law. I mean, the non-binding guidelines would be one of the solutions. Other, let's say, possible, maybe more stricter solution would be to propose a statute amendment that actually puts the logo on the same level as, for example, the manifesto of the PPEU. So that it would be kind of like official symbol of the PPEU, and the members would be expected to actually show it. But I'm not sure at that point which of the solution is actually more convenient. I would like to know your opinion about it. And I see hand risen from Hansa. Okay, so the hand was lowered.
There Yes.
Okay, I see hand risen from Mickey.
Yes. Does this is this only for full members or for observer members as well?
Well, in practice, the problem we want to resolve is that when applying for funding, the members who actually are providing or are backing the organization by means of being counted as representation on national, regional, or European level shall fulfill the condition. I mean, that's the law. So generally, the members that will be represented, that will be counted, needs to do that. Whether we shall restrict it only to them or whether we shall apply it in general, it's a question. But we could possibly ask also observer members to do so, because it could happen that we will have observer members that are not pirates by the name, so they cannot become full members. However, we still will be needing them to actually to actually show the logo on their web page in order for us to get funding. I'm saying simply. Honzo?
And if we build like an active link with the logo, so we land on the homepage from the PPEU, would that be possible if we built something so they could use this logo and it's all got a built-in verlinkung?
I think it doesn't really matter whether the logo works as a link or it's just a picture. However, what is expected that it is being clearly shown so that the visitors can see it. Honzo?
So I think that maybe this was misunderstood, or at least, I mean, what the logo's website is actually saying is that the current regulation is unclear, or I think it's very vague. That's what the website says, and they are recommending that it be amended to make it very clearly mandatory. But so far, that hasn't been the case. So, as far as I understand it, so far there is probably nothing we have to change. And the second part is even the wording of the current regulation, like there's this phrase "clear and user-friendly manner." I mean, how much do our national logos differ from the PPEU logos? Like, I mean, the PPEU logo has an extra blue circle, but I mean, that's it. Like, I think that what they're getting at is that there are parties that it's on the first or even on the second glance on their website, you would not be able to determine what European party they are members of. And I don't think that's the issue with pirates. Like, I think that even I'd say a relatively intelligent person can very easily determine that the pirate party of, I don't know, Pirate Party of Austria or Pirate Party of Czech Republic probably has something in common with the European Pirate Party that has the completely same logo already. Like, I don't think there's. I'm not sure if the amendment that they are proposing would make this more stringent, but I think that we're basically already accommodating this law to a great extent. Like, I don't really see the issue here, to be honest.
Well, what exactly I'm just to explain the issue in the Budgetary Control Committee in the European Parliament, we are basically checking on how the respective regulations are being upheld, and what I would like to do as a, let's say, next follow-up point is to table an amendment to a respective discharge report, asking. Please ensure that this is being upheld because the existing parties are not doing that. That's basically my let's say political idea, because I would like to little bit speed up our friends from other political parties who are not pirates. I mean, like, I would like to just give them some work to do. The only thing is that I expect that it could of course backfire in the sense that they could point out EU pirates are not doing properly, and then exactly we'll start a discussion about all these questions like whether the pirates logos are really the same, and how far shall be changed or whatsoever, and we will be there. So what I would like to do is beforehand, like, prepare for this discussion and find out what is, let's say, a reasonable way how to, let's say, improve our defenses for this potential backfire. You understand my point?
I'm still not clear on like how does the current regulation and how does the proposed amendment, how do they define the logo? Like, does it have to be exactly the same? Do the words European pirates have to be there, or is it defined as some percentage of the logo being present there? Because, for instance, the European Greens, as far as I've seen it, some of their parties use only a partial logo. Like, for instance, they only use I think it's sunflower or something without words or without the green background there. And so my question is, like, is how stringent it is. Like, does it have to be the full logo? Does it have to be only the badge or only part of the badge? I mean, like, I understand where this proposal is going towards, but I think, like, it needs to be specific, because if only part of the logo is okay, then I guess that we're already fulfilling this for the most part.
Yes, I mean, like, we can define as our logo whatever we want to define as our logo. I mean, like, the rounded part would be probably sufficient. We can call the whole thing with the text logotype. I think that's a common way that you distinguish between logo and logotype. So maybe we can resolve it like that. Actually, the reason why I'm pushing for that is because I would like to actually force the existing, let's say, conservative parties to actually declare their allegiance, because quite often it happens that, for example, the German conservatives, they pretend that they have nothing to do with Hungarian conservatives, Mr. Orban, and so on. And so on. So I think it would be reasonable to force them actually to show that they are forming such alliances and they have problematic people in their rows. And that's why I see it important that we first of all push for it in the discharge and show here, hey, there is a problem with the European funding, and secondly, push for, like, amending this regulation so that the amendment that is actually being proposed by logos really makes really happens. Yeah, it's tabled in the regulation. So it's kind of like a question of like doing a real political pressure. Yeah, Mia is raising the hand.
So you are asking us to uphold our logo and to get the fundings after, or to do the amendments to get the fundings. And this is why we are talking about the logo, and you want to know if we uphold it all the time. So we have to ask our parties.
Yes, my idea would be that we really need to somehow ask the member parties, because one part is that we are talking here as the board, and we think it is fine. But what shall happen probably is that we first of all contact our parties and tell them, please do. And also as the board, we do sort of like check that we really check party by party and do a statistics half of them fulfilling, half of them not. Please remind those who are not yet fulfilling. That's probably what shall happen. And besides that, I'm thinking about shall we do it on really like informal way of providing guideline, please do so, or shall we go to really like status amendment saying that this is an official symbol of the European Pirate Party, which belongs to European Pirate Party in the same way as the manifesto does, and it shall be respected by the member parties as the manifesto is, and showed by with the accordance of the law. I mean, like we can table that and we can try to amend the statutes, but I'm now trying to kind of like get the temperature of the meeting just to learn whether we shall do it in a, let's say, status changing way, or whether we shall do it in, let's say, as a non-binding guidance.
Should we vote on it? I
Maybe
think we just do guidance.
Yeah. So maybe let's do a small straw poll to the minutes. That will be probably easier. Could you please help me prepare that, Katla?
Just one remark. If we go for an official logo, then it makes only sense if we apply for what's it called, a figurative mark at the patent office, that nobody can steal us the logo, and if we have it as that we have it for sure for the future.
That's a good point.
The Pirate Party of Germany has the same problem, and they have it in the patent office, and so we should do that. It's not that expensive.
Do you know what could be the price?
Well, I think you need a special lawyer for that, and let's say, don't kill me for that, but it might be 1,000 or 1,500 euros one time, and it's safe for the next 5 or 10 years, and then you have renew that apply again, and that's quite cheap.
Yeah.
But I can provide you a motion or something like that for the next meeting. So I will ask my son. He's a lawyer, and he can ask his colleagues how much it is, what we have to pay.
That would be actually wonderful.
Yeah, I make a remark for that.
I just wanted to ask you, Mikuláš, is this a matter of, I don't know, utmost speed or something? Do we have to push it? I mean, to receive the fundings? Is it something that has to happen quickly, or is it not so?
Well, it has to happen before we receive the funding, but a bigger issue is actually we have not yet the representation from the 7 countries, which is currently the biggest issue with the registration. However, as I'm willing to kind of like push for that issue in the discharge reports for, what is the year? 2020, I believe we should have our, let's say, home cleansed at the end of this year. I mean, like the way how European Parliament works with these charges is that basically in November, December, it is being discussed in the respective in the Budgetary Control Committee, and then later on in spring, it is being voted in the plenary. So basically, during this December, I would like to be in the position to say pirates are doing well, and why all you guys around who are receiving hundreds of millions of euros from the public budgets are not fulfilling the same condition. So I would love to have the issue resolved, let's say, latest on the level of next council meeting. Okay.
Yes, I clearly understand that you want to have a good, clear, clean example, so you can clearly make a clear protest to other parties in the European room. That's a very good way of doing it. We have a council meeting soon anyway, so we could change the statutes in that direction. The board just has to agree on this. I think it would go through. It's a very solid idea, and by good example is a very good way for pushing things.
I think so. I mean, like, what I would like to achieve is in the European Parliament, and I'm now tabling some amendments on the discharge for this year. That the regulation actually softens, so it is easier for us and maybe, for example, for Volt to get registered. However, to do that, I would really like to get the momentum of we are doing good, you are not doing good, and you are registered and receiving money while we aren't, which is unfair, and we want to change it. That's, let's say, the political fight we would like to take, and we are actually taking and a little bit cooperating already with Volt on that issue. So that's how it basically works. And the question is whether to really like provide a statutes amendment or just a guideline to guideline recommendation for our members. And I think we should have a straw poll for that. And I think it should probably not be yes, no, but rather the options shall be rather binding statute change or recommendation guideline. Does it make sense?
Sure. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, another remark. Of course, we have to prepare financial statement for 2020 and 21. Like it's an official statement. I would put it with my financial software into. I take it into my account and then I will provide it for you. I'm not sure that I get it ready for the council meeting, but I try. So we have an official paper what we can give to registration authorities or whatever.
I think what shall be part of the, let's say, resolution of the council would be, this is the logo, because we have not yet defined that in neither of our documents officially. And there should be an approval of spending to actually do the official registration, because we need council to do the, let's say, budgetary amendment. But I think we can do that stuff as both addition to statute change or the guideline. I think both options are still possible to combine with those requirements. It's not a big deal. Okay, then I would like to ask you for the straw poll on line 130. If you could provide your opinion. Am I to be heard? I mean, like, yeah, I see Katla voting over
I
there.
heard you.
So someone is doing.
Me too.
Do what Nicholas asks you to do. Do it. Sorry, it's past 7.
You don't have to. It's a straw poll, but I mean, like, sounds a little bit weird if the board of the members have no opinion.
You know, don't be ashamed for it, Nicholas. Just be like a dictator. Embrace it.
I don't like being dictator.
I know. Sorry.
But I'm trying to really assume the role.
Mikuláš, these guidelines and the statutes things, I just don't know which is the more promising or solid. The just guidelines might go quicker and the statutes may take longer. It is more solid. Is that right?
Well, yeah, exactly. It means basically, or the difference, what will happen, in my view, is that we can either say this is a recommendation for our members, this is a resolution of council, and please fulfill it, and that's fine. Or we can change the statutes, and then it is on the same level as the manifesto or the, let's say, statutes itself. So you can request each and every member of the PPEU to actually uphold it. I mean, like, currently it works that way, that if a party does not fulfill or does not follow the manifesto, then we can really say, we are sorry, but you have to leave the PPEU because you don't share the same values as we do. And I mean, like, should some party within the PPEU be overtaken by some local Nazi group, I think it is very much legitimate to say, sorry, you have been overtaken by our competitors. We no longer work together with you. So this is the way how the manifesto works and how the, let's say, values we are protecting. And the question I'm really trying to answer is whether we see the logo so important as the manifesto, for example, and whether we would consider the, let's say, the visual symbol of the party to be of that importance that it should not be diminished.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense because any other organization can catch the logo and put it on their website, whatever. You have you can't do anything against that stolen logo, right? Or this problem, and that's we have to have at first that we have to have a guideline for using the logo, and second, we should save the logo for the future for our needs.
Yep.
I see the problem, yes.
Yeah, there is a side of the organization. I mean, we need to defend our brand. That's for sure. And the question for the straw poll was more or less like, how much do we expect our members to actually defend the brand as well? I see currently 3, 4 in favor of guideline. Okay, I see 5 in favor of guideline. So it seems there is a clear majority because no one is supporting the idea of statute change. So there is a clear majority to provide the guideline. So I would suggest the following. I will take as task for myself to actually prepare a resolution, or actually myself and Bastian, to prepare a resolution that is first of all asking our members to show PPEU logo on their web page, providing an explanation how to do it in accordance with the law, and reference to that law, and also provides demand for budgetary amendment that would actually allow us to pay for the official registration of the logo, and also, I guess, provides a visual description of the logo as it is, or it will probably be an amendment for the resolution. So I would try to elaborate such a proposal, and then we table it as a board to the council for the upcoming meeting. Is it fine for you?
Yes,
Nice
from my
exile.
point of view,
Hello.
yes. From my point of view, yes.
Okay. So no one else is raising hand or objecting that. So I would say we are fine with the logo question. And then I would like to take you to another interesting issue, which is conference on the future of Europe. Just to give you an explanation, there is basically an agreement between major EU institutions, I mean the Parliament, the Council, and the Commission, to actually organize something which is called Conference on Europe, and which shall define how the EU shall be reformed. There was a long struggle for resolving this issue. However, the Council was finally able to provide some cooperation, and the process has started. In fact, what happened is that there is this web page which I've linked you to in the minutes. Is future-europa.eu. I hope it works. And that's actually let's say, a platform that is being provided by the Commission for citizens to provide their inputs on how they perceive the EU shall evolve. There is an option to table proposals, and there is an option to actually, so to say, vote on them, or let's say support them. It's not really a voting. I mean, like you can click on that, but still, it's a way how to collect feedback from the citizens of Europe. One part of the problem is that citizens of Europe mostly don't know what's going on here. They haven't seen about it. May I ask you to switch off your mic when you are typing on the keyboard? Exile, please.
It's exile.
Yeah. And besides that, I think what is important from our pirate point of view, we have actually promised in our Common European Election Program that we will strive for a reform of the European Union. And what I think is kind of like reasonable, as we are, so to say, important movement within Europe, is that we will provide some inputs, maybe a little bit organized way. So the question is, do we want to actually intervene into this process, and how do we do that? Okay, I see no hands risen. Katla?
Just to say, I'm having a very, very difficult time keeping attention on the words that are happening. So if you could just put in the minutes, very precisely what is being proposed, just so we know what's, or if someone can help me with the minutes, that would be great.
Okay, I will do
It's
that.
just that this time of day I've just lost the attention span.
Feedback platform to provide inputs from citizens on the way how European Union shall be reformed. Do we pirates want to provide our inputs and do it in an organized way? That's the question. Lukáš?
Just one question regarding the conference on future of Europe. I heard this. It is the initiative of Emmanuel Macron. Is there any involvement of Greens FA or is it only Renew Europe initiative or Macron's initiative? Thank you.
No, it works that way. That though Emmanuel Macron was originator of the idea to actually do some sort of feedback, and as I understand it, it shall mirror in a way some processes that he initiated in France. Though I'm not expert on that. He was the original initiator. However, then the European elections happened and all the shit that appeared after the election, I mean, the whole system of Spitzenkandidaten was abolished and so on. So the outcome was that, the general feeling was that there is a need for some sort of reform or change of the system. And various institutions were differently active. I mean, the council itself was quite reluctant, while the European Parliament was from the very beginning very active, proposing ideas how to organize and structure the conference on future of Europe. And in this process, our group, Greens IFA, were quite active. So we have been driving the process and trying to really start that and really involve citizens into the whole process. And our proposals were from very beginning very ambitious by means of participation of citizens, of the direct democracy, and so on. The council was reluctant, but still we have some outcome, and that's what we see here. Sorry, Katla is raising hand.
Just to, my 2 cents about the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I looked at their site and immediately thought that the young Pirates of Europe, young Pirates of Europe should definitely take the lead regarding this. But I also wonder if it's something that we could put on on the agenda for the council meeting, and council members could make a statement or inputs or whatever, something like this. Because of course I think we definitely need to have an input. It's about future of Europe. We're in it, so
Very much, yes. I would say it's so, and also we have power to influence it because we can speak with citizens. And at the end of the day, this tool, this platform works that way that you table a proposal and then you can put thumbs up or thumbs down to actually vote on that. So I mean, just the idea of us really promoting some of the proposals could have an influence on the outcome of which proposals are being highlighted and which not. And I mean, when we are pirates, we are probably highlighting the issues of privacy, highlighting the issues of democracy, participation, transparency, and so on. So we should take care of that those issues are being actually highlighted in the process.
I agree so much. I don't think it's possible to agree more.
Okay, so we should probably then have a discussion within the council. What shall be the issues that are being promoted by the European Pirate Party, basically? Is it so?
Yes, I think it's an excellent idea, your proposal.
So then I would suggest to amend the agenda proposed for the council by a single point that would be called Conference on Future of Europe. Maybe Conference on Future of Europe Pirate Proposals.
So yeah, what specific topic would you like to put, like, you know, just European Pirates of the Future? Or just like just to talk about the Conference of Europe and then decide on the council meeting what you know, what input they would want to do? Yeah, I'll just write.
Well, I think I have no, or at least like my head is full of ideas on that issue, but I have not really decided which one I want to propose as the first one. And honestly, I don't see my role as the one who shall really like say here, this is the most important thing, because I mean, like, this is very much a political agenda that should be brought on the table by our members, and we are more or less like facilitating platform for kind of like doing that. I mean, like, if I'm willing to bring some agenda on the table from my point of view, then it will be probably something on the regulation of the European political parties, because I see dire need for reform for a lot of reasons. I see in Europe and maybe specifically in Hungary, Czechia, and other countries, but I will keep it for later discussions, and just was trying to say here we need to a process to approach that. Okay, so I think we have consensually agreed to amend the agenda for the upcoming council, or yeah, there is a vote, so you can vote on line 142. Okay, I see a clear majority of 5 votes over there, so the agenda for the upcoming council, or the proposed agenda, will be amended. And I will send a short email to our members that actually they shall prepare some proposals for that respective point. And we are still having 3 points on the agenda. However, 90 minutes have already left. Are we going to postpone the resulting points from the agenda to the next meeting, or would we want to continue currently in the discussion? What's your opinion?
To be honest, there's another meeting for the statute amendments for the second chamber on another channel, and it was planned for 8:30. So we should postpone the rest, except maybe the point 9 next meeting session end and so on.
Are there any objections to this procedure? I see no objections. So let's postpone the resulting 3 points to the next meeting, and we are more or less like pre-agreed from the previous sessions that we should have meeting every 2 weeks. So is there anyone objecting this plan? I see no hands risen, so I think I can say that we will have our next meeting in 2 weeks from now, as usually. Katla?
Yes, hi. I just want to ask permission to remove from the minutes these private conversations / arguments, as I don't think they have a purpose for the minutes. Is that,
as we have actually not discussed the respective points, it probably makes no sense to add any content to them, and we are postponing them to the next meeting.
I just it's the
I understand you.
Conversations that are there.
Let me recommend something. We have a time starter, so there's only one possibility. We can erase that pad in any way or make it non-public for the future. Otherwise, I will put it in the minutes in the wiki until line 146. Press postpone to the next meeting, and then following with point 9, next meeting session end, and then we have it not in the public. Is it your idea?
Yeah, I guess so. I would just not be comfortable with.
I understand what you mean. So I would do that, so we have it in the private, and I can put it pad on private. If nobody is objecting to that.
That's probably a good idea.
Lukasz have raised an objection in the GC chat. Are you fine with this procedure?
Yes. Therefore, I won't erase a pad. I want to put it on private, so that's not public anymore. That somebody can see the pad with except the board. Is that okay?
Lukasz, please speak.
I just don't understand how we make it private.
Bastian?
Well, I didn't understand. Is there any objection to put that pad on private, so it's not public for everybody, just for the board, and then it's safe, it's not erased?
I see there a statement from Lukasz. I'm against the erasing of the pad, which I took as an objection against erasing. But actually, procedure of making it private is not the same. I mean, in the sense that the access will be restricted to those having password, basically. That's the proposal. And the question was mainly whether someone is objecting this procedure, and it was mainly targeted on Lukasz, to put it plainly. Okay, see no one objecting to the procedure, so we will make the pad unpublic so far with the private. Yeah, Lukasz is confirming that he's fine to have it private. And for the minutes, we can only record what was discussed under the official under the points that were discussed.
Yeah. Okay. That's it, and then you are on point 9, right?
Well, I believe we are at the end, aren't we? Yeah, that was the next meeting, and The question was whether we can do it in 2 weeks, and I believe we can do, because no one is objecting that. Or is someone objecting to have it in 2 weeks? Bastian? No.
No, I see no objection, so it's the procedure motion is passed.
Yep, I think so. So we have our next meeting on 19th of May at 19 o'clock. 19:00. Sounds fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much. I consider the meeting to be at the end, finished. Thank you very much, and
Thank you.
thanks for productive cooperation.
See ya.
See you there, whoever is going to the second